Okay, so in this video what we're going to do is we're going to look into how to program an ODK form that pulls data from a pre-existing but separate data set. So what we're going to be working with is we're going to have an ODK tool. This is going to be the one that we want to eventually use in the field. We're going to have a different data set, which we're going to say this is some sort of pre-existing data that we want to pull from in the ODK that we're going to use in the field. And so we're going to show how to pull data from this guy into this guy when you are actively using only this form here. Cool, so let's take a look at, we'll actually look at our pre-existing data here first. This is pretty simple, it's a little comical and just how simple it is, but it will be enough for our purposes here. So here's some information that I've gathered about this group of 5 women. So they each have a barcode key that's been assigned to them. They all have a name, they all have a favorite color, and they all have a favorite number. So their favorite color and their favorite number are listed in these columns here. They have a barcode key again, and here are their names. So if we were to interview these women with our tool, say we were asking them a bunch of other questions, but we wanted at the very beginning to, once we scan their barcode, we want to be able to tell them, hey, based on your barcode, I know that your name is this, and I know that your favorite color is this, and I know that your favorite number is this. So for example, if we scan 22, we would be able to tell Alyssa that her name is Alyssa, her favorite color is red, and her favorite number is 16. So how do we do that using the ODK format that we have available to us? So the first thing that I'll draw your attention to is the calculation. So what we're going to do first is we're going to calculate these variables that we refer to when we actually tell the women the information that we want to tell them, just in the form of notes. So the calculations, again, we're going to calculate those beforehand. I think you can calculate them at the bottom too, but just to be safe, I just calculated them beforehand. So what we do is we put calculate in the type, we create some kind of variable. And this is the study done on pregnant women, the name and the recall. So I need to program this variable here. So what this is going to be equal to is this calculation over here. And so what this does is this is a pull data function under the calculation heading. And this pull data function, it has 4 parts, which is very important to keep that straight. So the 4 parts, I'm going to drag this over here. The 4 parts, you have this first part which has sample women info, then you have name, then you have barcode key, then you have this $sign with curly brackets, PW, BC. So what do all these refer to? It's very important to keep the formatting here straight because different sources will tell you different things, but this is the one that I found works best with our current ODK format. So the first part, the sample women info, that's going to refer to the document or the CSV that you're going to be pulling that information from. So I will show you how to put this into our ODK form or how to put it kind of onto our server, but just know that this first part is which document we're going to be pulling from, because you can put multiple documents on your server and you can pull from multiple different kinds of documents, and so this is the first one, is going to tell you which document to pull from. The second part says name, so that actually tells us once we go to this CSV file, where are we going to look for the information that you want to pull. So once we go to sample women info, which is over here, we're going to look at name. So it's telling us that we want the variable. So in this case, the variable we are trying to calculate is, is the pregnant woman name recall. And we are telling ODK that once we go to sample women info, that's what we want. We want to pull the name out of this CSV under the name heading here. And the next part tells us the barcode key. So that tells us, okay, we know we are here. ODK will go to this document, it will look for a name, but it wants to tell us which name to pick. So we tell ODK, in order to know what name to look for, look at the barcode key column. So ODK is like, okay, great, so I'm here in sample women info, I'm looking for a name, I need to match it appropriately to this barcode key. So I'm with you there, so I'm looking for a barcode key, but which of these am I going to pick? So that's your last one, your very last part here. And also notice that these are used with single quotation marks, and the last one is going to be a $sign curly bracket, which refers to PW underscore BC. And what that refers to is something in our document that we've already entered, and in that case, in this one, that is the pregnant woman's barcode. So once you scan the pregnant woman's barcode, that tells ODK to then use that information to go to sample women info. It's going to be looking for a name ultimately, but it wants to find the barcode key that matches pregnant women underscore BC. So in this case, we'll say that the barcode was, again, we'll use a different one. We'll say it was 44. We would know that, so our entry up here would have been 44. The next part says calculate, so ODK is going to go to sample women info. It's going to look for a name based on the barcode 44, so it will spit out Alexa. And that's the same thing with all the other ones here. So the only difference here, we're still using barcode, so ODK is still using the barcode, or sorry, it's still using the pregnant woman dash barcode and then hooking up with barcode key in order to know which row to match in. But it's going to spit out different values for each one depending on the column you're supposed to look for and the variable you're looking for. So that could be name, color, or number. Okay, so that's the first part, kind of our, I guess, I don't know, back-end calculation there. One important thing, there's, again, a couple other places I looked, you were able to do the calculation and have the note in the same, kind of in like the same command or the same question type or the same information type, but what I've found that works best and is most reliable so far is to do a separate calculation. So when it calculates this, it actually nothing happens visibly on the ODK form. It's not until you call up this variable that it will actually do something. So again, different formats online will have you do the calculation and it'll spit out a value in the same type of question, but it's easier, I've found, to do the calculation first and then refer to that variable later in another question. So the notes we have here is that once I've calculated the name recall, I can then say, they can give it a note, say your name is, and then I just refer to this variable up here in the question. So it says your name is, and then $, curly brackets, referring to this variable here. And so that will be able to tell whoever's doing the survey, or if the person themselves is doing the survey, once they enter in their barcode, they'll be able to know their name, then again, their favorite color, and their number if you want to. So what does this look like in terms of our server? So we go to our server here, we log in. What we do is I've already uploaded the form, so the active ODK form that will be used. Okay, and what I do is I click this. This is kind of like the editing area. You just go to File, you actually go to Media. So maybe not the spot you would expect, but we're going to consider media to be our CSV files as well. I should have organized these first. You can see all of my files. So we're doing 24-hour recall. We have our sample women info. So this is just this document that I have saved as a CSV. That's all this is. So that's this document saved as a CSV. So I choose that. Once you choose it, you're going to make sure you hit start. So that'll upload that. So now this is in our server and it is attached to this particular ODK form. So this ODK form knows that if it's going to be using this, it will have to pull up that CSV that we just uploaded. So last but not least, let's just test it using this app here. So this is just a test app. You'd scan this is the data collector's barcode, you then scan the pregnant woman's barcode. You can see here that these questions or these notes are blank right now. So it says your name is blank, your favorite color is blank, your favorite number is blank. So we can enter in any one of these values. Ideally you do it with a barcode reader obviously, but I'm just going to cheat just to show this. So the first one, 11. So you've got Carly, her favorite color is black, her favorite number is 7. And that's exactly what we expect. So if we had the barcode key was 11, it'd be Carly, black, and 7. Who else did we not refer to? I don't think we did Alyssa. So Alyssa, red, and 16. No, we did Alyssa, didn't we? Angie, and so on and so forth with Alexa and Lisa as well. So in terms of referring to another CSV, this is how it works. So again, it would get more complicated if we had more data and we had different kinds of data, but these are the basics into how to at least produce notes. And I haven't tried with actually doing more complicated calculations with these, but I imagine it would be pretty seamless. So that is it.